Hello, my name was Silviu Gherman. It was my podcast. I was doing the podcast in Romanian, but I was for a week in Africa. I was in Kenya, in Nairobi. And then I was bitten. If you see here, I was bitten by the powerful Ngugu moth. It is a moth that bites you. And it makes you think you have special power. You don't have any power. But sometimes you forget your language. So this is why I did not post, because I was bitten by the Ngugu moth. And now I can only speak with certainty by using the British Kenyan English. So I identify as a black man because I was bitten by the Ngugu moth. So I know that my former name was Silviu Gherman, but now my real name is because I was in Africa for a week, and I was friends with very good people down there, and my name is Nguvu Kubwa ya Simba, which means powerful, huge lion. This is what they call me because they like me so much. If somebody says that I appropriate something, then that somebody is ignorant as fuck because I was bitten by the Ngugu moth. So these things are not really under my control. Yeah? If some Ngugu moth beats you, sometimes your mind goes haywire. Haywire. Do you understand? Haywire, yeah. So, I know that I used to do this podcast in Romanian, but Romanian now doesn't speak to me like it used to. Doesn't tell me nothing because I can only speak in proper Kenyan British English. And I can also speak in Kenyan, but if I speak in Kenyan, you don't understand that thing. I will not hold this podcast in Swahili because I can. If I speak in Swahili, you would not understand anything. But let me tell you how it was when I was a week ago in Kenya. So first of all, I was in Kenya like any other tourist. I was in Kenya to see some safari, to go to Nairobi, to go to some places, but I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, you know. Like any white man, I go in Africa and I want to try to find the beauty of the local place. It is very stupid. You have to meet their people, but not to meet their people in safari and you meet, I don't know, some Chinese tourists and whatever. No, you have to go and meet their people. But not until the Ngugu moth bit me here, I met the people. And when I met the people were wonderful. I was in a hospital, but nobody could help me. My face was like that. But in the hospital, an old woman came to me and she said, "This man was bitten by the Ngugu moth. We had to help him." How can we help him? I know some ancient way of traditional medicine, which is called in Kenya, it's called kalimbi, and I can give him kalimbi, and I can heal him. And this is what happened. She took me under her wing. She was called Mama Gambubwa. She was a very nice woman, Mama Gambubwa. My love forever, Mama Gambubwa Sibobe Kome Katauluku. And she also helped me and trained me to speak Bantu Swahili. And I can speak Bantu Swahili with the confidence that I never could have spoken before. But also, I can not get my mind out of this Bantu Swahili. So this is this is how I try to speak to the world about what happened. I cannot speak Romanian anymore. I cannot speak normal English anymore. I can only speak in this accent. So thank you for this present, Kenya, for me, what you have done. But listen, let me tell you what else happened. After I was cured by this wonderful woman, I walked around Kenya by myself. I wanted to meet the people. I wanted to see them. I wanted to understand what it means to be a Kenyan in Kenya. All my life I was only in Romania, in my little place. I never walked 2 miles from my house. But I wanted to meet other people and I wanted to meet other culture. But not only to meet them, but to talk in their language. And I talked in them language like I never did before. You know? And it was wonderful. It was a great feeling, you know, to walk around. And when you go to a place, you don't have necessarily to rely on the local guides. Maybe there are trouble. Maybe there are some, I don't know, some poacher or maybe some child soldier wanting to take your head. You don't care about that. You just go. You go And if somebody puts a Kalashnikov in your face, you say, so what? Put the Kalashnikov away, walk away. Nobody does you anything if you do this. And also if you speak to them in Bantu and you say, Kwakumbe Sakama, which is not a word I will repeat. I did that 3 times. It happened. And I can tell you, with all the knowledge that I have today, you can go to any country. You can go to any place. If somebody puts a gun to your head, you move the gun away, you walk away. Nobody does you anything. So, this was, I don't know, in the first 3 days it happened. And then I moved around. And let me describe to you my whereabouts, where I was. So I was in Nairobi and I went to Mount Suswa. I'm looking here at the map where I went. I went to Mount Suswa Conservancy. It's a conservancy there. And it was a beautiful place. I talked to some people around there. There are some villages around. And I learned how to make a beautiful, beautiful stew, which is called kwakili. Kwakili. Not a kwakili. Kwakili. It is a kwakili. It is made with potatoes and with rice. It is a beautiful stew. And if you have some kind of meat, you put the meat in there. It is a beautiful, beautiful stew. And then after I went to Mount Suswa, we went, me and my guide, because by that time I had one guide, but he died on the way, and I was alone. I went to Kijabe, and then I went to Aberdare National Park, and from there I traveled by foot to Ndaragwa. Ndaragwa is a beautiful little place, and I met everybody there. I talked to people. This is what I can come back to Europe to say to you. Go to another place, go to another country, and live like them. And if you do not like how they live, you tell them that, I don't like how you live. And they say, what do you don't like what you live? What do you mean, what it is that? And you say, listen, this is too much trash here. Because if you see trash on the way, you don't say, well, it is trash. No, you do say, what is this trash? Why don't you pick up the trash? And I told them, if I saw trash, I said, pick up the trash. And they said, fuck you, white man. And I said, no, fuck you. Why don't you pick up the trash? And he said, why don't you pick up the trash? And I picked up the trash. And I picked up the trash along the way. And I think I shamed them into picking the trash. But nobody picked the trash. But I think I did some good. It wasn't really trash. It was a kind of coke. I didn't really pick up a lot of trash. But you get the idea. If you go somewhere and you think you should not intervene because you're not of the place, you're not of the culture, intervene. Intervene, do whatever. Don't stay back and watch. No, intervene. Help the children, give them blood, give them water, give them food. Because what is Africa if not some place where you can go and help the poor children for 2 weeks or 1? Yeah, I did that. It was wonderful. And then after I went to Ndaragwa, I came back to Nairobi and I came home. It was a very wonderful, wonderful vacation. I wish I had another vacation like that. I think next week or maybe next month, because I don't think I have the money anymore, because it is not a cheap country, Kenya. It is quite steep. It is quite steep to go to Kenya. You think it is cheap? It is not cheap. And this is what I'm trying to convey to you. This is my experience in Kenya. I wish you a good day, and don't forget, go to Kenya as soon as you can, and if something does not appeal to you, you say to them, this does not appeal to me. And they will listen to you because you are a white man, and if you are a white man, you know everything. So, goodbye. I come back because I remember something, and I don't want it to go to waste. So when I was in Kenya, in Nairobi, I was walking on the streets of Nairobi, and I met this wonderful guy who was called Kwekwe. So Kwekwe, he was an old guy. He was also playing a wonderful array of instruments. He was playing the banjo. He was playing the drums, the traditional drums, and he was playing all sorts of music in the street. And he said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I am from Romania." And I said, "Oh, Romania." He said, "Oh, Romania, listen to this story. I come from the Central Republic of Africa Centrală. I can speak in Romanian just a little bit because I think it comes back to me. So he was from Central Africa. What the fuck is the place called? Central African Republic. Yes. He was from the Central African Republic, and he told me that when Ceausescu was there, in the Central African Republic, the people there greeted him, and they played a little song for him. And some people in Romania know about this, but some other people in Romania don't know about this. You can find it, it's on YouTube. And this guy, Kwekwe, was one of the participants in the festive ceremony and one of the composers of this song. So now I want to make you listen to this beautiful song, and let's try and enjoy it together. Okay, let's go.
Ceausescu na boca sa roie, Ceausescu na boca sa roie, vive l'amitié. Ceausescu na boca sa roie, Umbalina Centrafrique, elle a été relâchée. Ceausescu na boca sa roie, peuple, 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 vive la coopération. Ceausescu na boca sa roie, peuple, 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 ayez été relâchée. Ceausescu na boca sa roie, peuple, 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 Betty Anzere. Ceausescu na boca sa roie.
Wakisema kola kumbasa wakaluko soma kolutu ukwa masekala matoka sama kolo Ceausescu.
Ceausescu na boca sa roie.
You get the idea. So I was very surprised when I found out that this guy met Ceausescu, and I asked him, how was Ceausescu? And he said, oh boy, let me tell you the story. And he took me in his little small house, and he said, sit down, I'm going to tell you the story. He told me the story. So Ceausescu, in 1970 or something, he didn't remember very well because he was a very old man. Ceausescu came in the Central African Republic. And he was visiting the Central African Republic. And they said, we are a band that play. How can we make this guest feel more at home and more at ease? Let's make a song about him, because we already have a song in our heads. But we change some lyrics and we say, Ceausescu mabukwasa komlele. And because before that, it was not Ceausescu mabukasa komele, it was Kalamuku mabukasa komeme. And we just change a few words, and that's it. And it is also beautiful. And when Ceausescu heard this, he was a very ecstatic man. But more ecstatic was his wife. When his wife heard for the first time the song, she said, what is this crap? But then she listened again and she said, no, it is not crap. It is a very good song. The voices are very nice. The harmonies are very nice, because she knew harmony. Elena Ceausescu knew very much about harmony. And she said, you know what? I would like this song to be heard in Romania everywhere. This song was produced by Elect Record, which was a great company in Romania at that time. If you can look it on the vinyls, you can find it there. So this Elect Record company produced the song because Elena Ceausescu liked the song. And it was a very nice experience for us. We walked them around. They were a little bit condescending, the guy said. They were condescending because they did not like the black man. Because they were stupid white people from Europe and came here to meet our president, which was a bad president at that time. And this is how we knew they were bad people, them as well. But we sang for them. They gave us money. It was a beautiful contract with the Elect Record and stuff. So this is what I wanted to tell you about my meeting in Nairobi with this guy, Kwekwe. Thank you. also, if you go to Kenya, let me tell you some phrases in Kenyan that you can repeat as well and and you will do a lot of good. For example, if you say uhali gani, which that means hi, how are you? Not hi, but only how are you? Okay, how are you? And also you can say jina liko ni nani? This is what is your name? Yes, my name is Silviu. It was Silviu. Or also, is to say nambari yako ya simu ni? What is your phone number? Watch out because they have different tariffs there that they have in Europe. Also, una miaka ngapi? How old are you? Or ulizaliwa wapi? This means where are you from? Also, unaishi wapi? Where do you live? You don't always have to tell people where do you live. You live in a hotel, but you don't have to tell them exactly where the hotel is. But hili nini? What's this? They say hili nini. It's a very wonderful question. I always laugh when I hear it. Ulisema nini? This is what did you say? Also, unafanya kazi wapi? Where do you work? Yes. Also, bafuli ko wapi? This is where is the bathroom? If you have to take a dump, bafu niko wapi? Also, siku yako ya kuzaliwa nini? When is your birthday? Or ujilifunza wapi Kiswahili? Where did you learn Swahili? All the time I get this question. Where did you learn Swahili? Ulijifunza wapi Kiswahili? I learned it on the way, you know. Or umekuwa ukijifunza Kiswahili kwa muda gani? How long have you been studying Swahili? That was another question. Also, umeshawahi Kenya? Have you been to Kenya before? And the last question you always have to answer with yes. Ja wapenda chakula cha Kenya? Do you like Kenyan food? If you don't like Kenyan food, you can say no, I don't like Kenyan food, but they will get upset. But I told you before, if something is not to your liking and you are using the truth and nobody gets angry about it. They ask you, do you like Kenyan food? You say, no, I don't like Kenyan food at all. But it happens that I like Kenyan food. So this is my last guide to you if you go to Kenya. Learned a bit of Swahili. It is a wonderful language. You can see it is not very hard. You can learn it in 2 days.